Listen. I got your wake-up calls. You can call right now and get at me, 866-9-RICKEY. The phone lines are wide open. Eva.
Yes, sir.
I cooked something that my grandmother used to cook yesterday, and it was my favorite as a kid. And I cooked some for my little G-Pop in here. So I got my little G-Pop. He's 2 years old. And I said, let me throw him something on really, really simple. You know, something I can cook in 15 minutes because he was hungry. I said, I got something I can throw together really, really quick. It don't take long to cook. Now, let me just tell you this, Eva. You ever thought about cooking up some ground beef, putting it in a Ziploc bag and keeping it in the freezer and boiling some chicken breast, pull it apart, put it in a Ziploc bag and just keep it in the freezer? That cuts your cooking time in half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you get ready to make some of these meals, like this meal right here, you just grab your little chicken juicy out of the freezer or whatever, and you can just drop it in there. So I made chicken and noodles yesterday.
Yes.
Now, not the regular noodles.
Chicken noodle soup?
Not really chicken noodle soup, but it was just chicken and noodles. That's what my grandma used to call it. But I used the seashell noodles because they're so delicious because they hold flavor. And I also make macaroni and cheese using the seashell noodles sometimes. And it holds flavor. And I don't know, something about those seashell noodles that's so good. So everybody, you need just three things. Some seasoning, some butter, some chicken bouillon.
Okay.
The roasted chicken bouillon that's in the jar that I told you about. And you cook that up. And you just drop the seashells in there, sprinkle some black pepper, and you got chicken and noodles. And then you take your chicken that you already had prepared or whatever, and just take a handful of it, couple of handful of chicken, and just put it in there, stir it, and put the top on there, turn it off, and let it sit. It drove the kids crazy because I just never thought to cook it for my kids yesterday. I said, man, my grandma used to make chicken and noodles. And that was always my favorite meal that she would cook because in the butter make it taste so good.
That sounds good, Ricky.
Yeah, the butter. When you put that half a stick of salted or non-salted butter off in that chicken and noodles, man, it just make it taste like heaven. I promise you, it sounds real simple, but it don't taste like a can of soup.
Right.
It tastes like your grandmama cooked it. It tastes like. And then, go ahead and make you a little small skillet of cornbread or some cornbread muffins or whatever. Do your little salad on the side, which I didn't, or whatever, just where you can have some vegetables. But I'm telling you, last night, they ate that chicken and noodle soup. They probably ate up the whole pot all up into 11 o'clock at night. They were just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, chicken and noodles. So, again, chicken bouillon, butter, the seashells, and, you add your salt, pepper, and a little bit of Lawry's, where you can have some seasoning. And, your salt and a lot of little black pepper or whatever, just to give it that little spots or whatever. And if you want to throw you some little onions off in there, you can. Yes. Or some onion powder.
Ricky, do you boil the noodles first or you put the noodles in there hard and it cooks inside of the butter?
Yeah, it cooks inside of the butter and the broth.
Ooh,
so you go ahead and get your broth right first, and I'll go ahead and put your onions in there or whatever, so you can take your plastic spoon and just keep tasting your broth because you ain't gonna have no good meal if you don't have no good broth.
Right.
And then you throw your seashells in there, and I promise you stand there and stir it in 15 minutes. You got you a nice, heartfelt, and go somewhere and wrap up in a blanket like a blunt and watch TV. So there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed that recipe. It's really delicious. If you like that, hit me up and let me know what you think. It's a quick meal. It don't get your kitchen real hot or whatever because it don't take but 15 minutes to cook. And just leave it out on the stove all day. And I promise you they'll be like, man, Dad, thank you. Because my Aaron and Malik and Genesis and G-Pop tore it up yesterday. Got your wake-up calls. Get at me, 866-9-RICKEY, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.